Are you the one I've been waiting for? Everything depends on your survival.
So what'd you guys think? That right there is basically what I've been spending the last week of my life doing. Minus, of course, school and a little bit of work. It's been a while since I gave you guys an ARK video, and as most of you know, I always try to evolve, see what I did there? My content in pretty much as many ways as I possibly can. And I say this as humbly as possible, a professional video editor, and a little bit of a filmmaker, a little bit of a director, a little bit of screenwriting experience behind my my resume. I figured I would try to recreate the original ARK Survival Evolved trailer from 10 years ago at this point now. That's right, that's another thing I wanted to mention. This is sort of my 10-year anniversary ARK Survival Evolved video. It's not really a 10-year anniversary video. It just coincidentally happened around the 10-year anniversary of ARK, which, I mean, I haven't even been playing the game for that long to consider myself that much of a fan, but anyway. Yeah, I figured with the experience I have in this field, I could do a better job at making a trailer. Or at least I could give it a shot at making a better trailer than not only the original ARK trailer, but just in general, taking a lot of inspiration from their other trailers and stuff and trying to make what I think is the ultimate ARK trailer, basically. If you're an active viewer of the channel, you would know this is completely different from most of the other content I make, and I even put in my Discord, which you can find in a link in the description, I mentioned there that there was absolutely going to be no chance anybody would be able to predict the next ARK video. It was just so random. When you look back at all things and consider all things on the channel, ARK is, at the end of the day, the biggest staple of the channel. I don't want to know what the... Oh my god, my own fucking character scared me, bro. It's pretty much given me an outlet to communicate and just socialize and just form a community on this channel, which has been super sick. When I say I worked on this trailer myself, I mean I did everything. I did the film, I filmed all the gameplay, I got all that footage, I edited all, I did everything. It's a one-man show out here. It always has been with me, and it always will be. Before I end the video, I actually figured I would give you guys a little behind-the-scenes look at what I did to make this trailer. I've never shown you guys the behind the scenes of how I edit and just shit like that. And since I figured this was a very editing, almost educational, it's not educational video by far, but I figured since it was on that same path, it's not really gameplay, but just the theme of ARK is here, I figured I would show you guys maybe a little bit of my editing process. Just give you guys a couple things that I did. So here we are. You guys are getting a little behind the scenes look at EditormanJoe here. I got all my personas in the bag today. So surprisingly enough, the most tedious and time-consuming task was actually the sort of intro of the trailer. And if anybody out there is like a diehard ARK fan, or just like in general, you've seen the original trailer, you would maybe recognize that this was clearly like a reference to the original ARK trailer. If I actually go and pull that up right quick. Holy bitrate. That was a reference to this trailer right here. It even uses the same music. I don't know if you guys caught that. Like, this was a clear as day reference to the original ARK trailer. I figured I would do that. That was completely done intentionally. Of course, the way I went about it was very different, but it was still a general callback to the original trailer. One thing I did a lot of in this was I had a lot of cinematic boom sound effects and a lot of like other risers and just slight things. I have a couple of funny ones actually I could show you. I honestly just took stuff all from YouTube. Like, this is a YouTube video right here I got, and I just got the file for it, the MP3 file, and I just, like, as you can see, there's just a bunch of them to pick from here. I just picked and choose. I just picked and chose depending on what I needed at the time. I'm not gonna go through the entire video. Hell no. I'm just showing you guys a brief synopsis of it, like just in general. Generally speaking. At the beginning here, actually, I will say I took an audio bit from the Giga, the Gigantosaurus. I filmed. There's should be a clip here somewhere. Here we go. I in game I just spawned a Giga in, and I like went up to it and I filmed it breathing. So that's what that sound is at the beginning. If you watched it with headphones, I did a lot of panner stuff with sound, like surround sound. You're probably not watching with headphones, but if you do watch with headphones, you can tell that there is like a lot of panner involved. I will say when making this, the majority of the edits, I didn't touch After Effects at all for this entire trailer, which is weird for me because I usually always use After Effects at least once with any of my videos. Whether it be for like motion graphics or what, I usually always use After Effects at least once. But I never used After Effects for this because it's not really necessary. It's more cinematic focused and less like editing focused. So one of the funny things about this shot right here, in the water, the sound that you hear, like the low grumbling, like, what would you call that? Bellowing sound you hear is actually a sound bit from God of War, the World Serpent. I looked up on YouTube like Jormungandr World Serpent like sound effects, and I managed to find a video. I don't know the YouTube channel's name, so sorry, I owed you. But I took this video and I just used a bunch of his sound effects from Jormungandr. That's the one right there that I used for this. You gotta get creative, man. I know most of you guys don't give a fuck about video editing. There's probably a bunch of people watching this that are just viewers of the channel that are just here for the gameplay. Like, why the fuck are you making this type of video? I'm just trying to evolve, bro. I'm just trying to do new things, man. I'm just trying to do new things. I actually wasn't really happy with how this shot turned out because it's kind of like I'm so bad at speed ramping. That's easily my biggest kryptonite with video editing is speed ramping. I can't speed ramp to save my life. One thing I will say, actually, I will mention is, for my static shots, almost all of them have some sort of movement in them regardless of the camera not moving. Like, for example, right here. The camera in-game that I put, it's not moving. However, if you notice, there's a slight zoom-out effect because it's better to have constant movement. Even when your camera is still, it just gives it a little bit more of a seamless effect. So as you can see, in this shot I did it. Camera's moving even though it's a static shot. Static shot right here, camera's still moving very slightly, just as a digital zoom out. Right here again, camera's still moving very slightly. You can see that it's zooming out. Another like riser effect, typical like trailer Hollywood, you know, boom, bassy sound effects. This right here is an audio sample from another YouTube video I just pulled off of YouTube. There was like an intro, like it was just the ARK intro. Hood you again, but I mean it's free use. It's a fucking game, so whatever.
Are you the one I've been waiting for?
Before I made this trailer, the first thing I did before even getting any footage was figuring out which songs I was going to use. And it was between two. And since I couldn't decide on the two, I was just like, fuck it, I'll just mash them together and make it like, you know, a little transition thing. So that's what I did. This first song is called... They're both from the ARK soundtrack, which is funny, because if you've seen one of my previous ARK videos, I kind of shit on the ARK soundtrack. I don't even know what this one's called. Oh, this one's called Shores and Stars. That's from the beginning, first half. And then the second half, or like the end part, is the Battle March, ARK Battle March. I really use the dialogue to try and sell the vibe of like survive, like, oh, it's dangerous, and like just cliche shit to try and like hype people up. Another like bassy trailer sound effect. That's what really sells the, you know, a lot of the shots is the bassy, boomy trailer sound effects that you like. Without them, I promise, like, it wouldn't hit as hard. And that's for all things. I'm not just saying for this video. I'm saying for everything, like, related to, like, filmmaking and video editing. Again, like, you can hear the thud. Like, just throw on a shit ton of sound effects. I promise it will look good. Usually what I would do with shots like these is as you can see, let me just zoom in. There's a riser here. You can see the sound wave. It's a riser into a like bass boom sound effect. Rise, boom, and then logo, like typical logo, and then like typical after trailer shot. Again, another like bassy boom effect. Actually, this is another funny thing. This right here? This is here we go. This I got off YouTube. This is like a loon. It's funny because it's like what people thought Spinosaurus sounded like, the accurate like version. It's not at all. But this is like it's a slowed down loon call. If you guys know a loon, it's a bird. This is a slowed down loon call that I remember like hearing this on like it was probably Instagram Reels or something like that. I mean, I'm not on social media anymore, but when I remember like vividly seeing like a video that was like, oh, top 10 scariest dinosaur sounds or whatever. They're like lore accurate. And I was like, this is one of them. And I was like, dude, this could be sick for the trailer. So yeah. It's literally just a slowed down loon call. That's all it is. It's not an actual like lore accurate. It's literally a loon. I was like, that'd be pretty cool. And in the end, this is the actual release date that they had. There's a mask over it, which is like the red effect. That's just a mask moving across the screen with like a lighting effect. It's literally what the effect is called. I was gonna put something like, I was low-key gonna have like a backstabbing-ass comment here about the fact that ARK never releases on any dates that they actually put out. Like, I was gonna say something like 10, 25, 23, but in reality, it'll be 3 months later. Like, I was gonna say something like that, but then I was like, let's be respectful, okay? Let's be respectful, and let's not do that. Oh, and also another thing. I used the same Jormungandr. Well, not the same Jormungandr, but this right here is also Jormungandr. This is, this is from the same Jormungandr video. It's just a different sample. I used, like, this is when you're inside Jormungandr, I believe, in the original God of War, like in the God of War game. I believe this is when you're inside his belly, and this is like his bellowing. Like, you can hear, like, the echoey. I use that here as well. It's just all about getting creative, bro. Just get creative with your sound effects. Sound effects is a huge part. Sound effects and sound design in general is a huge part of, like, making more cinematic feeling fucking videos. And I know making this video in general, I'm acting like I'm fucking who's the like the filmmaker? Christopher Nolan? Is that or is that a fucking actor? Who is Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just want to give you a little behind the scenes look at this. And that's pretty much all I wanted to do in today's video. I know this is a bit of a shorter one. If you guys want to go ahead and show your support, leave a like on the video if you liked the video. If you disliked the video, leave a dislike. Be sure to subscribe if you use the channel. Enjoy the content I post pretty much every single day. And yeah, be sure to comment down below, man. Let me know what you guys thought. I will be streaming on Twitch this week at some point. It's gonna be kind of a fairly busy week for me, but I will try my best to finish Cybersex 2077 because we still have not finished Phantom Liberty. We gotta finish that DLC. I want to finish that this week. I know I said I was gonna finish it this week. I got really busy with shit. Some stuff popped up. I want to try and finish streaming that. The link to my Twitch will be down in the description down below. And that is all for this one. It's almost midnight at this point. I want to just finish up editing today because I'm not done editing it because I still have to add this fucking part to it. As always, capture moments, for memories. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.